I want to show you something that I've implemented into my template over the past 2 years that has transformed everything for me. It's made me be able to work a lot faster. It particularly helps in rehearsal, and that's having what's called a headphone mix or a work bus, mix bus, whatever you want to call it. I call it a headphone mix. I've done this for many years. I did it a different way, and I'll show you the problem with the way that I used to do it. And this has solved that problem. But I think it's just a much more efficient way to work. So let me talk about what a headphone slash mix slash work bus is, why you would need it, show you how I used to do it and what the problem with that was, and then how I now do it and why it's so much better. So I use return tracks or audio routing here, and you could see all my return tracks are routed to outputs I don't have. For example, drums loop is 3/4, BGVs is 9/10, my test tone is 15. The reason I do that is I use what's called the 3-part playback framework for programming songs. Number one, I create a template for live performance. I pre-route all of my return tracks to outputs on my interface. And there's so many benefits of using return tracks. We'll talk about this in a separate tutorial. Maybe you've heard me talk about this for many years, but I pre-route all of my audio outputs in my template. Then I take that template to program all my individual songs, and then I build a set of those individual songs with that template. And it just allows me to work really quickly. The problem with that, though, is I don't have an output 9 and 10, or 3 and 4, 7 and 8, 5 and 6, 11 right now, because I don't have my interface, right? So if I try to press play now, let's go to this song here. Let's go to the chorus. I'll press play. All I can hear is clicking cues. And the reason I hear clicking cues is because they're routed. If you look here, they're routed to output 1 and output 2, which obviously I have left and right speakers, but I can't hear everything else. Now, the way I used to solve this is I would go to the group track for that song. I would change it from sends only, and I would scroll up to the top here to main. Then I would go and press chorus. I would hear that particular song, and I was good to go. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way, except for when you do what I do, which is you forget to change it back. And the consequence of that is if my main track is routed to 1 and 2, my clicking cues are routed to 1 and 2, when I step on stage and I press play, suddenly all my tracks come out of my click and cues output, which means the band's screaming at me, they're cursing my name, and they're wondering why they ever decided to use playback and hire a playback engineer in the first place. And they're questioning all their life decisions. Why didn't I become a lawyer or CPA like my mom told me I should? So I don't want people to question their life decisions. So I'm going to set this back to sends only, and I'll show you how I set up my headphone mix, work bus, and some added benefits I found in doing this. So first thing I do is I go to my return tracks. I sacrifice one of my 12 return tracks for this. You can see mine here, monitor mix. The way that I determine what goes to the monitor mix is I just send things from tracks to that. So let me show you, for example, Dance the Night Away, I want all the stems for this to go to that return track. So if you look right here, you'll see this is the send for that monitor mix. I turn that up. All the tracks from Dance the Night Away now go to that work bus. I've seen people do this before, but because they don't fully understand Ableton and audio routing, they go to each individual track and turn that up, and ain't nobody got time for that. Do it once on the group track, and it's transformative. It's really, really nice. So this allows me to determine what goes to that return track, which is really nice. Two other things, though, that I've done in particular that I think has made a difference. Number one, I use key mapping as well as MIDI mapping with my Leo Box MIDI controller, but I use key mapping to turn on and off that work bus. So right now, if I go Command K and show you my mapping here, you can see this is all mapped to uppercase M. So what that practically means is I can press M on my keyboard, and you'll see that turns off all my return tracks other than the monitor mix return track so that I can hear that. So now let's test this out. Let's go back to chorus. Let's press play. Right, and I can hear my song. Now, if I want to get rid of that, I can press M again, press play, and I'm back to that routing. Now, again, I need to remember to do that to change that. But because of one other thing I did, even if I forget, the band is not going to be cursing my name. And that's because of this. I went and I routed my monitor mix here to 1/2. And what I did is I asked our monitor engineer, I said, Heath, can you make sure that those outputs do not go to the band? Outputs 1 and 2 just go to my in-ear mix. Now, technically, they could go to whoever wants to hear them, but I don't know why you would want to hear them. So what that means is I'm the only person that hears the monitor mix. So when I step on stage, we're in rehearsal. We need to make an edit. Hey, can we change the key? Can we I duplicate that section and I need to crossfade sections together really quickly, even without having my return tracks open. I can press M, I could go in, I can make my edit, get everything just right. I'm just hearing it. And when I press M again, then we're back to normal routing that the band hears. That allows me to kind of anticipate things and work quickly without anyone in the band ever knowing. But the extra added benefit of that is because I chose 1 and 2, that means in a scenario like this where I don't have my audio interface set up, I just enable my work bus and I hear it instantly. So I would highly suggest, if you're looking to customize your template, create a new template, add a work bus in, add a headphone mix bus in. If you can, route it to 1 and 2, have that just go to your in-ears so that you have an edit channel that you can use to work quickly. MIDI map it to a headphone solo button, work mix button on your MIDI controller, key map it. It's going to transform and change things. Thanks so much for watching. That's all I got for you today. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.